It's because it's pre-contest one. I always start with readouts anyway. I started doing that a couple years ago to make sure make sure my shoulder was totally warmed up, doing rear and side delts first, so that by the time I got to presses, not only was everything warm, but it was actually a little bit pre-exhausted, so that I could go as heavy on presses, and it's kind of forcing me to like back off the weight a little bit on pressing movements, you know, because I'd messed up my left shoulder so bad back in '97. So I had surgery to fix it, and it just won't. You know, I can't take that constantly. You know, like going back to doing, you know, front militaries with a barbell with 405. I can't be doing that every single workout anymore. There's no way. I can go back and do that once in a while, but you know, my shoulder just you know, say everything's in there so tight it starts like almost like it's like you're like ripping it apart where they went in and fixed it. So already started carb depleting. Get these out from Olympia. We're carb depleting already. We do it slow though, you know. It's a real gradual. It's not, you know, I'm not down to 50 grams of carbs yet, but it's not real high either. Because we're already carb depleting. I'm not going super heavy. I'm just trying to keep the reps up in the 15 to 20 range and make sure to squeeze everything out real good. And the time for all the heavy weights and stuff, that's all a couple weeks past. Especially when you're this close. When you're only a week out from the show, no point taking a chance on getting an injury. Though I'm sure somebody will watch and say, hey, I thought I trained heavy. You know, that's how when I hurt my shoulder in '97, how I did it was actually hurting it. I think I was only, 9-10 days away from the show that year, before the '97 Nationals. Still using 170-pound dumbbells doing incline presses. Because I kind of felt like that was like, I still always had to train heavy like that. You know, it's a nice mentality to have. I think it's a good overachiever's mentality. But, you know, when you start losing all that water on your joints and, you know, your sodium starts getting real low and your body fat's real low, there's nothing in there to protect your joints at all. So, you know, all you're doing is taking a chance of getting hurt, I think. So, needless to say, in the years since then, we have evolved a little bit and ended up backing off the weight just a little bit when we were this close to the show. I remember watching your tape last year when Jay Cutler was, Jay and down at his gym, and he's got a tank top on, and he's going, I'm a little bit flat today, my muscle's not pushing against the skin. You know, and it looks like he's like 285 pounds in the video, and he's got this head that's like the size of like this pumpkin-flavored St. Bernard melon, and he's going, I'm a little flat today. I love it, Jay. Like one piece of cheesecake and one cupcake from being totally full. Oh, I'm flat. Okay. Last one. Do one set where you use like a little bit of real weight. What is the Olympia? That's a good question. I mean, obviously it's bodybuilding's version of the Super Bowl of the World Series. But, you know, for me personally, it's, the Olympia was never something that, it almost never seemed real, you know? As when you get into bodybuilding, when you're first starting on the gym, at least with me anyway, you know, you never even think like, maybe one day I'll be competing at the Olympia, I got a chance to make top 10 at the Olympia. You know, that's too abstract, or that's too non-tangible. You know, you can't touch that or whatever. You know, I thought one day I could be a pro, but, you know, I mean, but the Olympia is so far out there, like, you never even dream of that. You know, it wasn't until I actually turned pro that I started thinking about the Olympia, like, wow, maybe I get a shot to do this, you know? It took a couple years to be able to figure out how to get it right, get my diet right. You know, this Olympia coming up this is going to be the 12th show I've ever done, you know, so what's it mean to me? I mean, as much as anything, it's a culmination of, you know, what, 14, 15 years of hard work and perseverance, dedication, overcoming a lot of injuries, overcoming a lot of obstacles, and having a little belief in yourself, I guess. That's about it. A week out, everything is on schedule. The only small little setback I've had this whole diet is I actually thought I had food poisoning a week ago. Actually ended up being a stomach flu, so I ended up going to the doctor and just getting some antibiotics. So I was on antibiotics all last week, and you know, there's a couple of days there where I could barely eat. I was throwing up everything, but I mean, it's obviously a huge inconvenience, and I mean, you don't feel good, but it didn't set me back in any. As far as my placing, or as far as, you know, I've been trying not to think in those terms, to tell you the truth. I've been trying to think in terms of, you know, what do I need to do to get myself ready to compete, and, you know, have a little bit of a, you know, little Zen philosophy to it. In other words, just let's control what we can control. I can control my workouts, you know, my diet, you know, how much cardio I'm doing, how much I'm posing. You know, as far as like my placing, and you can't control that. All you can do is get yourself in shape and then go let the judges judge you. So I've been like not even thinking in those terms really. You know, and believe it or not, that actually makes it easier. You know, well, I'm just looking to get myself in shape and be ready that day. That's it, and try to keep it as simple. Try to keep everything as simple as possible up until that point, you know. After every show, it always takes a couple days, maybe like a day or two of me eating, and where my personality starts coming back a little bit, and I'm not such a, you know, just a dead rock. I think after the Night of Champions, I took 4 or 5 days off. You know, and some guys take a month or whatever off, and you know, I probably should do that from just to let all my joints heal. You know, but I'll at least give myself a couple weeks off out of the gym and, you know, take that vacation and go enjoy spending some time with my wife. And I'm not sure if we're going to take the kids yet or not, but definitely it's the other thing. You know, when the show's over, I got to put some time back into the kids too. You know, because, you know, during these diets, that's probably the biggest sacrifice is, I think, my personal relationships. You know, again, just with my wife and my kids, and everything gets put on hold. Now they're great about it, though. They understand, but that doesn't make it any easier. Just because they understand doesn't mean they like it. You know, so I'm looking forward to putting something back into them too. That is it. Other than doing cardio twice, going over to tan, and eating my meals. Full-time job.